Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I have another pick a card for you guys. Today's reading will be about what others secretly think and say about you. I have three piles to choose from. I have the pile with the butterfly lighter, the green lighter, then I have the plain purple lighter, and then I have this pink Playboy lighter. So as you know, you can choose more than one pile. Just pause this video, take your time and choose whatever pile or piles call out to you, and we will get this reading started. Hi pile one, if you pick the butterfly green lighter, then this is your reading. Okay, pile one. So with this compromise card, I see that people say that you are someone who's very understanding. You're someone who is willing to compromise on certain things. I'm getting not on everything, like you're not a pushover, but you're a reasonable person. That's what people secretly say. People also secretly say that they've seen you transform before. Some of you guys, they could have seen you physically transform. You could have had a big transformation. I'm also getting with this transformation card that people have seen you reinvent yourself and push yourself to go to the next level to better yourself. People have seen you transform on the inside and out. People have seen you grow in more ways than one. That's what people secretly say. I'm getting that people compliment you secretly. These things that people say about you aren't bad, but these could be things that people don't normally say, that they hold in. With the appreciate card, people say that you're very grateful, you're very thankful. I'm getting that people also say that they appreciate you. I'm getting that you are very supportive. You're someone who's always willing to help, and whenever you step in to help, you do a great job of fixing whatever problem that the other person has. So people secretly say how much they appreciate you, how grateful they are for you, how grateful they are for your help or support. With the alone card, I'm getting people secretly say that you're a loner. People secretly say that you isolate yourself, or I'm also getting that people may secretly be intimidated by you. That's why they don't try to get too close to you. I'm getting people secretly say that you look lonely, or that you don't have a lot of friends. They don't see you hanging out a lot with your friends or family. I see that people secretly say that you're very divinely protected. People secretly say that you get a lot of attention. People secretly say how it's a blessing that you're in their life. I'm getting that you help a lot of people without even knowing, and these people are definitely grateful and appreciative of your help. They feel like without you that they couldn't get certain things done, or that they couldn't make it through certain obstacles without you or your support, your help. People are secretly talking about how blessed you are. I'm getting that when good things happen to you, you may not think that anyone notices because they may not say anything, but people see. People see when good things happen to you. People listen in to figure out what's going on in your life. I'm getting that you could be someone who is um, kind of secretive, like you don't really talk to a lot of people about the personal things that happen in your life, but there are some nosy people out there who are still getting bits of information about your life from just observing you and listening to you when you're interacting with other people, or if you're on the phone or something like that. People are listening to you even though they don't make it known that they're watching you. Okay, so I see that people secretly say that you have strong beliefs. People secretly say that you're very connected to the divine, you're very connected to God, or whatever religion you have. People can tell that you're tapped in spiritually. People secretly say that you're someone who, even though you're a nice person, you help people, you're offering your support when it's needed, you're not a pushover. With this no card, that's what I'm definitely getting, that when you say no, it's very firm. Like people won't keep pestering you and bothering you once you step your foot down. I'm getting that you're very good at putting your boundaries up. And so people are secretly saying that you have strong boundaries. With the ego card, I'm getting that people are secretly saying that you have a lot of confidence. I'm getting like quiet confidence. You're someone who is aware of themselves, you're aware of your talents, you're aware of what you bring, you're aware of your gifts, your abilities. And because of those things, you're able to have a quiet confidence. You don't have to be too egotistical. You don't have to be too confident to the point where it's like too much. I'm getting that some people are jealous of your pride. People are jealous of your confidence. That's what people are secretly saying. Some people are definitely secretly talking about the skills and talents you have and how they wish that they could have the same talent, or people are talking about how much attention you get and how they secretly wish they can get the same attention. With the control card, I'm getting that people secretly are talking about how much control you have over yourself and of others. I'm getting that you're not a controlling person. Like, you exude dominance without doing too much. You're able to dominate a room, to dominate certain situations you're in without, going overboard. I'm getting that, yeah, there are definitely people observing you. Like, people are watching how you move, people are watching how you interact with others, and they're seeing they're seeing these things and they're just not mentioning it to you or commenting about it to you. I'm getting that people are secretly talking about how much control you have over your life. People see how well you're doing in your life, or they assume that you're doing well. I'm getting that people portray you in a way that you may not see yourself, or they portray you in a way that isn't actually true, but you're good at putting on a facade, or like putting on a mask and just having those walls up and not really letting people see into your life. Like, people may have little bits and pieces of information about you, but they don't have the full story. So they have no choice but to make an assumption and have a perception based on what the little bits and parts that they see. Okay, so I see that people secretly think that your energy is purifying. I'm getting that people enjoy being around you because they feel happier, they feel less worried or less anxious about what they have going on in their life. I see that people secretly think that you're someone who is very structured. You're not someone who goes with the flow. You have a set schedule that you abide by. You just don't do things willy nilly. People see that, again, you have a lot of control over your life. You have a lot of control over the things that you do because of how structured you are and the way that you carefully plan things. I'm getting people secretly think that you have great ideas. That's why people come to you for help and support, because they feel like you can solve anything, you can pass through any obstacle. People think that you're very creative. People think that you're very creative, you're good at problem solving, you come up with creative solutions to get through things that are really difficult. I'm also getting that people think that you have a great sense of style. um yeah, people think that the way that you may dress or the way you accessorize is very creative. I'm getting that when you come up with new ideas to like do something fun or to try new things, whether it's, as far as your style, or when you want to try like a different food or something like that, you just have really good ideas. You come up with creative ideas. You do things out of the box. You think out of the box, and people see it. People appreciate your creativity and the way that you think. See that you guys have two blue cards now in this deck, the Prism Oracle. When more than one color pops out, usually means something. So you have the color blue twice. So we are going to read from the book what this means. Blue is a primary color and is associated with logic, honesty, trust, and communication. Okay, so I'm getting people secretly think that you're very logical. And again, that goes back to you being structured. You coming up with great ideas and great solutions. You're very logical. You thoroughly think things through. People also see you as very honest as well. Like you don't lie, you're very blunt. I'm getting like you're someone who doesn't waste time beating around the bush. Like you're straight to the point. Getting that people trust you a lot. I'm getting that people entrust you with things because they know that you're going to get it done. They know that entrusting you with something, it's you're going to be like they're going to be in good hands. I'm getting that people believe you're good at communicating, you're good at expressing yourself and expressing what you want or expressing what you need. You're good at communicating and even leading others as well. It also says ancient Egyptians celebrated the color, creating the first synthetic blue pigment. The color also has powerful religious significance across cultures. So I'm also getting again that people secretly um, think or say that you're very tapped in spiritually. I'm also getting people secretly think or say that you're very original, you're very creative, and the way that you think is very unique. I'm getting that you influence others' way of thinking without even knowing. It says blue is also connected to the water element, and as a result, it is sometimes used to symbolize transition and our emotional depth. Okay, so yeah, with that little sentence, I'm definitely just getting more emphasis on how good of a communicator you are. It says, like water, blue can be cleansing, both physically and spiritually. So again, people definitely think that your energy is cleansing. Being around you helps people um, get rid of negative energy. I'm getting that you could be a transmuter, like you can transmute energy and you may not even know. You're helping people this way. It says blue light can wash away feelings of sadness and is used as a treatment for seasonal affective disorder. Blue is also correlated with the throat energy center, which governs communication. Okay, so just more emphasis on the on communicating and lifting up people's energy. Okay, it also says when mostly blue cards come up in a reading, it's a signal to honor the preciousness of this transitional time. Okay, so picking up on the energy that we had before with the other cards, you're definitely someone who has had a transformation, whether it's internally or externally. People notice, or people talk about this transformation you had. All of these cards have to do with crossing some sort of threshold. People have seen you push through certain obstacles to reach to a higher point of success. They ask you to surrender to the flow of the current, to foster a deeper sense of trust within yourself, to accept that, as with all things in life, your current situation will change. Okay. So I'm getting that people secretly think or say how well you do under pressure. I'm getting that you're good at seeing an issue, analyzing it, accepting whatever issue or obstacle is in your way, and then finding a way to push through it without overthinking it. Okay, so with these dice, I'm going to see what signs and houses come out for you guys. You could be a Pisces or a Leo or a Virgo. So Pisces, Leo, Virgo. You could have Taurus in the third house. You could have Capricorn in the seventh house. With the charm bowl, I'm going to see what initials come out for you guys. So the initials M, V, X, K, or L could be in your first, middle, or last name. I'm getting someone close to you may have these initials in their first, middle, or last name. So starting off with the screw, so you have two types of screw. You have a small and a big screw. I'm getting so screws mean putting stuff back together. It symbolizes fixing things. So more emphasis that you're someone that people count on to fix their problems. I'm getting whether they're big or small, people go to you for these issues. I'm getting that sometimes you may not be able to help everyone, but a lot of people come to you because it's like you're the first person that comes to mind when they think about who can help them out with anything. I'm getting people secretly say or think that you're very knowledgeable, that you have a lot of wisdom. With the starfish charm, so this means regeneration, divine love, and deep intuition. It also symbolizes resilience because when a starfish loses a limb, it can grow it back. It also symbolizes healing. So, just going back to how healing your energy is, you heal people, you help people and pick them up um, energetically without even realizing it. I'm also getting more emphasis on your resilience. I'm getting that, no matter what happens to you, you always push through, you always find a solution, you always get through that obstacle, no matter how big, how small, how hard it is, you can push through. And people notice that. I'm also getting that people people secretly say or think that you have a great intuition. People notice that you listen to your intuition and you trust your intuition. And so that's why they trust you, because your intuition doesn't lead you astray. With this enough charm, okay, so with the enough charm, I'm definitely picking up on what I was talking about before about you having strong boundaries. When you put your foot down and you say no, people won't question it. I'm getting that your boundaries, your defensiveness is very strong, and you're not someone who always says no, but when you do, you really mean it, and people know that, so they won't keep pestering you or questioning you. Hey, Pile One, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much. And I hope that you guys subscribe, like, comment, keep coming back for more videos. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you pick this plain purple lighter, this is your reading. Okay, so with the Observe card, I'm getting that people secretly talk about how they watch you. I'm getting that you may be like known on social media, or you may have a lot of followers, you may get a lot of attention on social media or even outside of social media. I'm getting that people are watching you and talking about you. I see that people that follow you, they go through your feed, they look at the stuff that you post, look at the stuff that you like, and they talk about those things. I'm getting that there are definitely some people who really watch and observe you, but they secretly do it. Like they do it to the point where you don't really notice them doing it. I'm getting that a lot of people are curious. They're like infatuated with you. I'm getting that people secretly talk about how interesting you are, how unique you are, and that's why they observe you. I see that people secretly talk about how spiritual you are or how intuitive you are. I'm getting some of you guys could be really good at predicting things and, like calling things like, oh, I called it. Like, I knew it was going to happen. People think that you're very spot on when it comes to stuff like that. I see that people secretly talk about how calm you are. People secretly talk about how you're someone who isn't you're someone who isn't quick to jump the gun. You're someone who thoroughly thinks about things before you take action. People also secretly talk about how being around you is very calming. It soothes them just being around you and in your energy. But people also talk about how scared they are of you. There are some people who are very intimidated of you. I'm getting that they're intimidated by your presence, by your energy. I'm getting that some people, there may be some people that sing your praises, but there may be a few people that do the opposite, because they're intimidated by you. They're jealous of you. I'm getting that some people may secretly, talk crap about you because of their own insecurities. I'm getting that there are some people who secretly talk about how divinely protected you are. I'm getting that there could have been situations where people have messed with you and they got handled, you know, in a way where you didn't even have to intervene. Like God handled it, the divine handled it, and people watch that happen. They watch your problems get handled without you actually having to intervene yourself. Like you just gave it to God and God handled it. So people are scared of your divine protection. With this card, material world, so people secretly talk about how stable you are, how much money you have. People talk about the status you have, maybe the career you're in. People secretly talk about the career you're trying to be in. There could be some mixed things going around. Like some people talk about how successful you are, how how stable you are, how financially stable you are, and there may be a few people who think that um, you don't have a lot of status or that you're not as stable as you want to be. And so yeah, people secretly just talk about um, just the career, your goals, and the amount of money you have. So I also see that people secretly talk about how you don't regret anything. People people talk about how you see everything as a lesson and you don't really let certain situations bring you down. You're someone who looks at every situation, no matter if it's good or bad, as a lesson and how you just always grow from, you know, every and any situation you've ever been in. I'm also getting that um, people that have known you for a long time that may have fallen out with you, or even ex boyfriends or girlfriends, ex partners that you were with, they talk about you and they secretly talk about how they don't regret being with you. Some of these people even talk about how they wish that they could still be with you, how they wish they still had communication with you, or that they still wish that they were close with you. No matter how badly the friendship or relationship ended, um, they still don't regret it. They still don't regret meeting you, and they don't regret the experiences that they've had with you. So, with the fall card, I'm getting that people secretly talk about how, the way that you like cut off things that don't serve any purpose anymore, like whether it has something to do with you or it's like the situations or people around you. You're quick to cut things off. You're quick to cut off any like negative ties or negative energy, anything that doesn't bring positivity into your life anymore. You're quick to cut it off. And I'm getting that people secretly talk about how much you change, or yes, like you change like the wind. Like it's very unpredictable. People cannot predict you, and people talk about that. That's why a lot of people observe you, because you're very interesting. People are interested in the way that you think. People are interested in the way that you move. Like they think it's interesting how quick you're able to change and kind of become like not a different person, but different in a way that is very noticeable. So with the yes card, I'm getting people secretly talk about how optimistic you are. You always are looking at the brighter side. And this ties back into what I was saying before about how no matter what situation you're in, whether it's good or bad, you always see it as an opportunity to learn and grow, and you don't let things get you down. You analyze whatever issue or bad situation you're in, and you learn from it and you grow from it. You're very optimistic, and this is another reason why people like to watch you and secretly talk about you, because they want to be more like that. They want to be more optimistic. They want to be more wise. The solitude card, I'm getting people secretly talk about how you don't have a lot of friends, or you appear to be someone who's very alone. People secretly talk about how some of you guys could be quiet, like you don't say too much, you don't really interact or talk to a lot of people. So people are secretly talking about that. I'm getting that a lot of people are intimidated by you, They're intimidated by your silence. They're intimidated by the fact that you can be alone, you can be by yourself comfortably. Like you can be in solitude, but you're comfortable in that solitude. So people secretly talk about that. So I see that people secretly think that you're very, very determined. I'm getting that people notice your drive, they notice how motivated and determined you are to go after your goals. And so they secretly um, think about how much energy you put into being successful. I'm also getting with this hunger card that people secretly think you're attractive. People may not always say it, people may not always compliment you, but they are secretly thinking about how they would want to be with you intimately, or how they would want to get to know you more, like on a romantic level. But again, I'm getting that a lot of people are intimidated by you. So they wouldn't, they would never ask you out. They would never like compliment you or like show interest, but they are thinking it and they're thinking about you in like a romantic way. I'm getting that people think about how much energy you have. I'm getting that you do a lot and people notice it and they wish that they had more energy like you. I'm getting that you put a lot of energy into everything that you do, like no wasted energy. You give everything 100%. That's the way that people perceive you. And again, they wish that they could be more like you in that way. People notice that you are someone who's very strong. I'm getting that some people think that you're strong physically as well. People secretly think that you have a nice physique, I'm also getting. But yeah, people secretly think about how much strength that you have internally. And, obviously, you have to have a lot of strength internally to be so optimistic, to give everything your all, to always, look at the brighter side of every situation, and to always be self reflecting. Like, people can tell that you're very internally strong. Now, with the abundance card in reverse, I'm getting so going back to what I was saying about the career and the material things. Some people feel like you're not that um you're not that abundant, or that you don't have a lot of money, that you're not that stable. And these could be haters, but it could also be some people who put you on a high pedestal. Like people, there are some people who are judging you because they see the greatness in you and they feel like you could do more, that you could have more. And it's like it's none of their business, but they're just so infatuated with you and a little obsessed. I'm getting a little obsessed that they expect you to, you know, just be great and do amazing in everything. But everything happens in time, so even if they don't see you as abundant, I'm getting that you still are abundant. You're still working very hard to be abundant, to be grounded. So don't worry about that too much. Okay, you guys, so you have two yellow cards. You have the hunger card and the determination card. So in this Prism Oracle deck, when more than one card pops up, it usually means something. So we are going to go to the yellow section and read from there. It says, yellow is perhaps the most polarizing of all colors. It has been associated with sun, gold, divinity, positivity, and self esteem. And at the same time, it correlates to illness and cowardice. So I'm definitely getting with the yellow energy. People think that you have more than one side to you. I'm getting that people think that you are a complex person. Um, and again, this ties back into how you quickly change the way that you think, or you quickly, adjust once you cut things out of your life that you don't need anymore. And it's like there's something new or different about you. I'm getting that there's definitely more than one side to you, and people secretly notice or secretly talk and think about that. I'm getting that people definitely secretly think or talk about how divine you are and how divinely protected you are. I'm also getting that people secretly talk or think about how much confidence and self esteem that you have. And some people may envy your confidence or self esteem. They wish they had more of that. Okay, so I'm also getting that. I'm also getting that where it says it correlates to illness and cowardice, I'm getting that there are definitely people who are intimidated by you, like tying back into how people wish they could be more like you. People wish that they can interact with you more, be around you more. They are scared of you. They are like intimidated by you. So it also says yellow is connected to the solar plexus energy center. This energy center sits over the stomach, which is often thought of as the second brain, and helps control our moods and emotional needs beyond what our first brain, the one in our heads, tells us. So again, people know that you are tapped in spiritually. People know that you are divinely protected, and not only that, but you have a great intuition, and you listen to that intuition. So yeah, people secretly talk about your intuition, and they, secretly think about how spot on you are with your intuition. So says it is also tied to the adrenal glands, which trigger the fight or flight response, resulting in anxiety. Yellow is a primary color and also a high visibility color. So I'm just getting more that you're someone who listens to your intuition. um like when your intuition tells you to do something or it guides you in a certain direction, you blindly follow that intuition. You trust your intuition very strongly, and you don't second guess yourself. I'm also getting that people secretly think or talk about how much attention you have. I believe I said that before, that you get a lot of attention and people notice that. So yeah, just more emphasis on how you get a lot of attention and people are watching you and kind of like envying all the attention that you get. It says it is one of the colors that the human eye is most sensitive to, and as a result, it is often used to signal safety or caution. I'm also getting like again that you are someone who thoroughly thinks things through. Like you're not quick to jump the gun. You're not going to jump into something without thoroughly thinking it through and weighing like the pros and cons, understanding what risk may be at hand when making a decision. Okay, it also says if you draw mostly yellow cards in a reading, it may be a prompt to take a look at the duality of a situation. Yellow itself has many double and contradicting meanings. So, how is that duality arising in your life? Again, going back to how much duality that you personally have. Um, I'm also getting some people may see you as contradicting. Some people may secretly think or talk about that you're contradicting because you may think one way, act one way, and then think another, act another the next day. But it's all about how you feel, and what may be good for you one day may not be good for you the next day. And so you're quick to change whatever isn't serving you. And so because of that, people may assume that you are someone who contradicts themselves. Says, are you perhaps in a single minded state and not able to see other perspectives? Take a moment to look at the situation from all angles and then trust what feels right to you. So, again, more emphasis on trusting your intuition, knowing that your intuition is right, and also just carefully thinking and analyzing your choices before you actually make them, looking at things from all sides, looking at things from all perspectives, and like weighing the pros and cons to really feel out what is the right decision or right direction to go in. I'm definitely getting that people notice all of these things. People notice how analytical you are and what a careful thinker you are. And this is also why people think that you're wise. Okay, so with the dice, I'm going to see what signs and houses come out for you. but we are going to do the signs first. See that you could be a Virgo or a Scorpio or a Gemini. You could have Cancer in your first house. You could have Gemini in your 10th house. You could also have Virgo in your 10th house. With the charm bowl, I'm going to see what initials come out for you guys. Okay, so I see that you could have the initials S, W, or Q in your first, middle, or last name. So with this screw, so the screw symbolizes fixing things, putting things back together. So I'm definitely picking up on what I was saying earlier, that you're someone who thoroughly thinks about things before you before you make a decision. I'm getting that you're good at problem solving because you look at things from all different perspectives. So whatever obstacle or challenge you face, you're always able to, take it on and get through that obstacle, get through that challenge. I'm getting that whatever, again, you're also someone who cuts things out that doesn't serve them anymore. And so with the screw, I'm definitely getting that whatever is causing like unbalanced energy in your life, you're quick to take it out and fix it and like put things back to the way it should be. So you're definitely good at finding solutions um, to problems that could be negatively affecting you. Okay, so this is a malachite chip. So the malachite symbolizes transformation. So again, emphasis on you are always changing. I'm also getting that you could have had a big transformation, but I'm more so getting that you are always changing in like little ways, but they're very noticeable. Like people notice these little changes that you make, and people notice that you're always changing, you're always doing something different. So the strawberry represents love, purity, and fertility. It also symbolizes righteousness and resurrection. It also symbolizes the heart chakra and has something to do with hidden sweetness and righteousness, even in difficult times. So I'm getting that you're someone who is optimistic, you're someone who is high energy, and you stay optimistic even in times of struggle, even in the rough times that you have. You're always thinking positively and optimistically about how you can change a negative situation instead of just feeding into the negativity. I'm getting that people secretly think or say that you have a very pure energy, and this could be why people are drawn to you. This is why people like to be around you, because you have a pure energy about you. Also getting with the fertility that you're someone who's fertile, and that could be, that could be in more ways than one. You could be someone who's like physically fertile, or I'm also getting like metaphorically fertile in a way where it's like you're always coming up with new ideas, new things, and like coming up with new things, new perspectives, just anything new and out of the box. You're good at coming up with that stuff. I'm getting that you could be someone who is multi-talented. People secretly think or say that you're someone who's multi-talented, that you do good in like any situation, and it's because you're very good at adapting. You adapt to any situation you're in. With this nickel, I'm definitely getting what we were talking about before about the abundance. Like some people think that you're not as abundant as you should be, that you're not where you're supposed to be financially. With this charm beautiful, so there are definitely people who are secretly attracted to you. Like I said before, they're secretly attracted to you, but they're too intimidated. They will not like say anything to let you know that they're interested in you romantically. And the protected charm, going back to what I was saying before, that you're very divinely protected. People notice, situations get handled for you. Once you give it up to God, people see how God handles that situation. um yeah, people notice that you are divinely protected. Okay, pal 2, so that's actually all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next readings I have on the way. Bye. We'll secretly talk about your goals, the growth that you've made regarding your goals and your success. I'm getting that People definitely talk about how you grow in silence. Like when you are working on yourself, when you are trying to become better and you're working on your goals, it may not be noticeable to everyone, or you do it in a way where it's kind of secretive, like you don't make too much of a big deal, or you don't make too much of a fuss or noise about the things that you're trying to accomplish and achieve, but people do notice them. So I'm getting that people definitely talk about your successes and your achievements, even when you think no one is noticing. I see that people secretly talk about how creative you are. People secretly talk about how unique you are, how you think outside of the box. People also talk about how inspired they are by you, by your creativeness and by your ideas, the way that you think. People are definitely secretly talking about just how much inspiration you give them. With the stuck card in reverse, I'm definitely getting people talk about how, you appear to be someone who always know always knows the right direction to go to. You always know the right path, and you always know how to get through things. I'm getting that, like, this may not be true, but people don't believe that you are someone who gets stuck. You're not someone who allows situations or people to have a hold on you. I'm getting that people assume you're someone who moves freely, and that there's no obstacle, big or small, that is going to stop you from doing what you want or achieving what you want. And I say this may not be true because, everyone has obstacles and everyone can feel stuck sometimes. But I'm getting that you do it in a way where it's like you're not really stuck. Like once you feel like you're stuck, like you feel something is wrong, you notice that there's an obstacle, you're quickly analyzing the situation and quickly coming up with a solution that's going to help you get out of this stagnant or stuck energy. I'm getting that people also secretly talk about how you don't stay in a place for too long. You may be someone who changes jobs a lot, or you have multiple hobbies. Like you're always doing something new and different. Like you do not stay stuck in one place. With the summer card in reverse, so you have the winter card upright, but the summer card in reverse. Okay, but the winter card, going back to the winter card, I'm getting that people secretly talk about how they feel like you're not someone who is big on communicating with others. I'm also getting that people don't who aren't on good terms with you anymore, they secretly talk about how they feel left out in the cold. They secretly talk about how they wish they had more contact with you. They wish that they were around you more. Um, they talk about how lonely they feel without your presence. I'm getting that when you're in someone's life, you make a big difference. And so when you take yourself out of their life, there is, even a bigger difference when you're not around. Like they feel like there's something missing. They feel more lonely, more isolated when you remove yourself from their life. Okay, so with the summer card in reverse, so it says it's time to see the sunny side. So with the card in reverse, I'm definitely getting people secretly talk about how you may be someone who is more realistic. Like, you know, yes, you can be optimistic, but for the most part, people are secretly talking about how you're very realistic, like not morbid, but you always think about the risk and the downsides of something before you try to do something. I'm getting that you may be someone who is not too risky. Like if you analyze a situation and you see that there is more than one risk, or the risks are too big, you may not go through with that because you're realistically thinking about what could happen, and you're not willing to risk having those bad things happen to you. So I'm also getting with the winter card in reverse and the summer card in with the winter card upright and the summer card in reverse. I'm also getting that people are secretly talking about how you have like a darker energy to you, like a more intimidating energy to you. I'm getting like you're not someone who's like particularly bubbly. You may not wear a lot of bright colors. You may be someone who wears like heavier clothing or clothing that covers more of your skin. I'm getting people definitely talk about like your energy, the energy you give off, and people also talk about your sense of style. People secretly talk about your masculine energy. I'm getting that your masculine energy may come across more stronger than your feminine energy. I'm also getting that there may be a lot of masculine people or people that have a lot of masculine energy who secretly talk about you. It could mostly be the people that talk about you that have masculine energy. I'm also getting that people secretly talk about, for some of you guys, I'm getting people secretly talk about your love life, and they talk about how you're always dating multiple people, or like you do a lot of short term dating. People also secretly talk about your progress. People secretly talk about your successes. People are definitely watching you, keeping a close eye on you, and trying to watch you achieve your goals. So they talk about the progress that you're making. I'm also getting with the awakening card. So it says realization. I'm getting that people secretly talk about the things that they realize about you. I'm getting the more time people spend around you, the more time people spend around you, the more they get to know you. And so people talk about these new things that they start to notice about you. I'm getting that you may be someone who is kind of guarded. You're not too open. Over time, your guard definitely starts to drop a little bit, and little by little, people see more into your life. Little by little, people start to see more about who you are, and so they talk about these things. I'm getting that sometimes you may come across as a mystery, and people can't understand your mysteriousness, or they can't really understand what's behind the mysteriousness. And so when they start putting the pieces together about like who you are and the things that you like, your personality, they start talking about these things. Getting that people secretly talk about how comforting it is to be around you. I'm getting that people feel like they're safe around you. Even though you give off this mysterious energy, you may kind of give off an unfriendly vibe, but once people really get to know you, the more time they spend around you, they realize how you're nice, and they realize that um they feel safe around you. They feel secure. I'm also getting, for some of you guys, people may talk about your home. I'm getting that people talk about the way that you styled your home, the way that you decorate your home, or like the size of your home. I'm definitely getting people talk about how comfortable they feel being around you, or how comfortable they feel being at your house. So I see that people secretly think about how dominating your presence is. With the surrender card, I'm getting that you give off an intimidating energy, a dominant energy, and it's an energy that people want to submit to. So people secretly think about that, how dominating and strong your presence or your energy is. People also secretly think about um how trust like how much they trust you. You're someone who is very trustworthy. See, I'm definitely getting that people secretly think that you're trustworthy. I'm getting that even though you give off a mysterious vibe and that people normally can't figure out who you are, you're someone who could be very guarded as well. People feel um feel comfortable around you. Going back to what I was saying before about you having a comforting energy and people feeling guard, like protected or comfort around you. It ties in with the trust card. People trust you. People, even though they don't know too much about you, you give off the energy that you can be trusted, that they'll be safe with you. With the ghost card, I'm getting more energy about you being mysterious. A lot of people don't know who you are. Like, or it's like it takes a long time for people to figure out who you are. It takes a long time for them to even get a gist of who you are. I'm getting that you could be someone who's really good at blending in. Like, you don't, I'm getting you stand out, but you stand out in a way where it's like it's because you're mysterious. People want to know who you are. I'm getting that you easily blend into the environment you're in, but also in a way you stand out because you're a little too quiet or you're a little too mysterious. With the reflection card, I'm getting that people secretly think that um I'm getting people secretly put you on a high pedestal, and people secretly admire you. I'm getting people secretly think that these attributes you have about yourself, like your your quiet confidence, your determination, the way that you think, like people reflect upon themselves and think about how they could be more like you in a way. They think about how they can improve their life. They think about how they could be a better person. And I'm getting that you inspire these thoughts. You inspire them to think about ways that they can improve themselves. I'm getting that people secretly think that because you're someone who is usually alone, that you reflect a lot. Like the reason why you're so comfortable being alone is because you like to reflect a lot. You like to analyze a lot of things. So yeah, people pick up on that. People secretly notice that. With the death card in reverse, I'm getting that people secretly think that you haven't changed a lot, like physically. I'm not getting internally. I'm getting more so physically. Like you may be someone who looks like they don't really age much. I'm getting that maybe the style that you have, or yeah, like the style that you have, the stuff that you like to accessorize with, or the way that you do your hair, like it may be, you know, styles that you've had for years, or just for a very long time. It could also be part of the reason why you look like you don't age, because you may not change your style too much. Okay, guys, so the cards I'm using right now is part of the Prism Oracle. And when you have more than one color, when you have more than one card in a color, it usually means something. So you guys have a lot of blue and gray cards. So let's see what that means. Okay. I just ripped the page. Oh no. I'm gonna have to super glue that back together or something. So yeah, this just ripped. I might as well just use it like this. Okay, so blue is a primary color and is associated with logic, honesty, trust, and communication. So going back to how people trust you, a lot of people trust you. I'm getting that you may be someone who doesn't talk a lot, but when you do talk, you're someone who is logical, you're honest, and this deems you trustworthy. Like how honest you are, how logical you are, the way that you think things through. This could be part of the reason why people trust you so much or so easily. It also says ancient Egyptians celebrated the color, creating the first synthetic blue pigment. So and there was a card previously talking about creativity. I'm definitely picking up that you are someone who's unique and you are someone who's creative. It also says blue is also connected to the water element, and as a result, it is sometimes used to symbolize transition, like our emotional depth. Like water, blue can be cleansing, both physically and spiritually. So I'm definitely getting that For some of you guys, you may have like prominent um, water signs like in your chart. You may be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Those signs may be prominent in your chart. I'm also getting that people also secretly think or talk about how emotionally deep you are. Like even though you don't say too much, or you don't really talk too much, I'm getting that people still notice that you are someone who carries a lot of wisdom, who has a lot of emotional depth. I'm also getting that for some of you, people secretly talk or think that you're someone who is very cleansing to be around. People think that your energy is cleansing. People think that by being around you, they feel more grounded, more comfortable. They're not really thinking too much about their worries anymore. Like your energy kind of soothes them. It also says blue light can wash away feelings of sadness and is used as a treatment for seasonal affective disorder. Blue is also correlated with the throat energy center, which governs communication. Okay. Now the back says when mostly blue cards come up in a reading, it's a signal to honor the preciousness of this transitional time. All of these cards have to do with crossing some sort of threshold. It says they ask you to surrender to the flow of the current to foster a deeper sense of trust within yourself, to accept that as with all things in life, your current situation will change. Okay, so I'm definitely getting that you guys go through challenges, when you guys go through things, like you're able to push through them. You're able to push through them, and I'm getting that you do it quickly, or you do it in a way where you're not dwelling too much on the issue or problem at hand. You quickly analyze the situation and find a solution to push through the obstacle that you're in. So these gray cards are actually white cards in this deck. Okay, so let's see. It says, viewed one way, white may seem like the absence of color, but white light is actually all colors blended together. It can be seen as calming or one perceived as absence, nothingness, and emptiness. Too much white can seem cold and sterile. So I'm definitely getting that. So at first, people may see you that way. People secretly think or talk about how you may come across as cold, sterile, like you're someone who doesn't, like you don't have a lot of personality, you're not too animated. But I'm also getting that when people really get to know you, that you are very complex. You have more than one side to you. You just often show one side. But when people really get to know you, that they see all these different parts of your personality. It says white is often associated with peace and is also used to symbolize surrender. So, again, more emphasis on the fact that people feel comfort, people feel secure and peace when they're around you. I'm also getting, again, that people feel like your energy is dominating. You have a very strong presence and it makes people want to submit. It also says in India, white is often worn in funerary services, and in China, it is considered the color of mourning. In addition, the color white is sometimes used to help find clarity in magical workings or spellcraft. So I'm definitely getting that people secretly think or talk about how you have a clear mind, like you're someone who, like you come across as someone who doesn't overthink. You're someone who's very straight to the point. I'm getting that people secretly think or say that you're a quick decision maker. You're able to solve problems quickly. It also says what all of the white cards in this deck have in common is a sense of stillness. If you end up having mostly white cards in a reading, moving toward a sense of calm may be something that you're working on right now or have worked on in the past. Okay, so I'm definitely getting that you may have, like, you may have not been like this all your life. You had to work towards this sense of calmness. You had to work towards being the grounded person that you are. So I'm definitely getting that people secretly notice this, that the calmness and the peacefulness you have about yourself, it's not because you were always like that and you had to work on yourself. You had to work on that. And going back to the reflection card, this is like people secretly notice that you're someone who is always reflecting. And this is the way that you grow. You are analyzing everything. You're analyzing yourself, you're analyzing how you interact with others. And because of these things that you analyze, you can go within yourself and change certain things of yourself to, I guess, be more effective or to be better. Okay, so with these dice, I'm going to see what signs and houses come out for you. But first, we are going to do the signs. You could be a Sagittarius, you could be a Libra, or you could be an Aries. You could have Taurus in the second house. You could have Libra in your seventh house. You could have Scorpio in your third house. With the charm wheel, I'm going to see what initials and charms come out for you guys. So the initials that came out for you is Y, X, and K. So with this charm, it's a love charm, but I think it's like has to do with weed as well. Okay, so some of you guys could love to smoke. I'm getting that some people secretly think or talk about how you are someone who smokes or smokes a lot, and you may not even be a smoker. People assume by your energy that you smoke. So you have like two planet charms. I'm getting that people secretly think or talk about how unique you are. I talked about this earlier in your reading, um, but this is just even more emphasis on how unique and different you are. I'm getting that you're like, there's only one of you. I'm getting that there is nobody else like you, and that's why people are kind of like infatuated by you. People see like people notice you a lot because you're mysterious and you just naturally stand out in a way. It's like you blend in, but you can also stand out. I'm getting that yeah, like you're just very unique. I'm getting that for some of you guys it may be hard for you to find companions, it may be hard for you to find friends because the stuff that you like, the hobbies that you have, or your personality may not mesh well with everyone else. With this charm, I believe this is a jade bead. I think so. This bead definitely has something to do with money. Like it's a crystal, and it's supposed to help bring money, prosperity. So I'm getting that people definitely secretly think or talk about how grounded you are financially. People talk about how stable you are financially. Some people even assume that you have like a lot of money. Now, with this butterfly charm, the butterfly symbolizes transformation, rebirth, and personal growth. So, even though earlier in the reading I talked about how people secretly think that you haven't gone through a lot of transformations, I'm seeing that the work that you do to grow is very, like, it's more internally. I'm getting that you do a lot of internal growth, and it's not for everyone else to see. So maybe people don't really notice it, but I'm definitely getting that you are someone who is always learning, always growing in small ways. Um, and people don't really pick up on this. But you have definitely, you're not the same person that you used to be. That's for sure. Okay, Pile 3. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you come back for more readings because I have more coming on the way. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.